H. Rap Brown, the 5th chairman of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee and Minister of Justice for the Black Panther Party, is one of the most powerful black revolutionaries and human rights activists of the civil rights movement.
See, unlike America would have us believe, the greatest problem confronting this country today is not pollution and bad breath. It's black people. It's black people.
At the age of 21, Brown, as a part of a delegation to demand action for the civil rights of African Americans, met with President Lyndon B. Johnson. Brown laid the foundations for black political power in the South by fighting against Jim Crow segregation and organizing black voters. The FBI's COINTELPRO program, aimed at disrupting black political movements and neutralizing black messiahs such as Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, targeted Brown in an effort to diminish his growing influence across the nation. In 1967, Brown was falsely charged with inciting riots following a rally speech in Cambridge, Maryland. As a result of Brown's threat to the status quo, Congress passed the H. Rap Brown law, which made it illegal to cross state lines in order to incite a riot. While serving time in prison, Brown converted to Islam and changed his name to Jamil Abdullah Al-Amin. Upon release from prison, Jamil Al-Amin made the Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca and traveled the world to study Islam in West Africa, India, Pakistan, and the West Indies.
By the token of time and through the ages, verily man is a loser, except those who are given to righteousness and who counsel each other to truth and who counsel each other to patience.
He returned to Atlanta, Georgia as Imam Jamil Al-Amin to establish a community mosque in the West End neighborhood of Atlanta, notorious for its gang violence and drugs. Imam Jamil, concerned about the social revolution and spiritual upliftment of his community, led a neighborhood cleanup of drugs and prostitution through anti-drug and violence campaigns, and established several social programs while simultaneously unifying the diverse Muslim community in America nationally. The FBI continued to surveil Imam Jamil until this day and look for any way to pin a crime upon him. Later documents revealed the FBI had a 44,000-page file on him and his community. In May 1999, Imam Jamil was illegally pulled over and charged with impersonation of a police officer for possessing a badge gifted to him by the mayor of Whitehall, Alabama. While out to arrest Imam Jamil, 2 officers mistakenly shoot at another African-American male, Otis Jackson. As a result, 1 officer is killed and the other is wounded on the scene. Despite Jackson confessing to the crime publicly on video and matching the description of the shooter from eyewitnesses, the confession has never been mentioned in a single trial of Al-Amin's, and factual evidence was left outside of the trial due to judicial misconduct.
That you had committed a murder and were involved in the shooting of a cop in March of 2000 in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes.
You weren't arrested for it, were you?
No, sir, I was not.
In fact, another person was tried and convicted.
Jamil Al-Amin, yes, sir.
Thus, Imam Jamil is sentenced to life in prison in 2002 for a crime he did not commit.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty.
Because of the launch of the Conviction Integrity Unit, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office now has the power to reopen Imam Jamil's case and exonerate Imam Jamil based on the clear evidence of his innocence and confessions of the crime. On Tuesday, August 11th, Fani Willis unseated 23-year incumbent Paul Howard in the Fulton County District Attorney runoff election. On Monday, August 10th, in response to national and local efforts urging both candidates to reopen the case, Fani Willis spoke in support of looking into past convictions.
The district attorney's job is to make sure justice is done, not just convict people. That's why, as district attorney, I will always consider information that calls into question past convictions.
We implore Paul Howard to cement his legacy on a positive note, but rectifying one of the most egregious wrongs that occurred during his career before he leaves office. We would also like to commend Fani Willis for taking a stand against injustice through a statement of support to consider the reopening of Imam Jamil's case, one of the greatest leaders of the civil rights movement. Those who stand for justice against the systemic oppression facing Black lives in America and Muslim surveillance in a post-9/11 society must also stand in solidarity with the living Black Muslim revolutionary who has been long forgotten. Visit our call to action for students nationwide in the Linktree to learn how to join our 1-month national campaign leading up to October 4th, Imam Jamil's birthday, for a nationwide rally in Atlanta, Georgia, to make this the last birthday Imam Jamil spends wrongfully in prison.
Right now, free Jamil.